I mean, there's no guaranteed cert for me at middleweight, where, you know, I've got a deal with Frank Ron that there is certs and promises made what's going to be delivered. So, you know, at the middleweight division, I've been there, I've done it, I've beat them all, and I've beat the regarded as being the best, and I had no rewards from it. So I'm thinking, am I going over old ground here? But, you know, there's unfinished business left for me at middleweight, and I will be back.
Hello all you hardcore boxing fans out there, how you doing? It's Big Porky here. I'm just on my way up to office now, a bit of a drive like from here, so let's have a bit of a chat. Splash of the old Lacoste. Hey, look at that. It's put a stain on the seat. We could say it's sweat, couldn't we, if we were a troll? Right then, what can we talk about today? What can we talk about today? Oh, I know what we can talk about. I'm going to pick my glasses up. 80 quid for 2 lenses. For a spare pair. Look. So. But obviously the big news, we know what the big news is, don't we? It's not me going and paying 80 quid for some lenses. It's obviously because all I seem to be doing is messing about with glasses all my bloody life. It's Tyson going with Bob Harriman, you know, throwing the Wilder fight into doubt by the sounds of it. I mean, I don't know, it's I think it's a bit of a mess, in my opinion. I think it's a bit of a mess. Bit of shopping, ladies.
Yes.
Now your money spent. Bit out my league then, won't they? Eh? Jesus. If I'm Man United, they must be Bury. Now I'm starting to wonder if Tyson's going to fight Wilder at all. I mean, after all that chit chat about it's not about money and I want Wilder, and unless Tyson's just bluffing and trying to get a better deal, you know, trying to say that he's a big star now and he deserves 50-50. I don't know, I think 60-40 is a good fight for him, 40 for him, because he's not the champion, is he? Wilder's got the belt, whether we thought Tyson won the fight or not. We have to be neutral on it as boxing fans. We can't be fanboys like Stig. Now, I might get Stig on channel to talk about this, because the stuff he were coming out with last night were just shocking. Stig's a fanboy. Now, people say I'm a fanboy with Carl Froch. Well, how am I? Carl Froch didn't avoid anybody, he fought everybody, didn't he? People can say he avoided James DeGale, he retired. He didn't move up in weight, he didn't fight anybody else, or he retired. He beat the guy twice who beat DeGale. So we can't criticise him for not fighting DeGale. Now, point I'm making is this, right? Tyson's got to fight Wilder next or lose all credibility. Yeah, I'm a Tyson fan, but I'm also a boxing fan. I'm also a massive hardcore fan, and I like to think that you know, people do ring me up for my opinions on stuff, just to bounce ideas off me. One day I might be brilliant, 20%, 80% of the time I might be just plain old mad. But I like to think that I'm honest and I give an honest opinion. I'm not always right. You know, I don't win every bet at bookies, usually because I try and beef the bet up a bit to make it look good. Oh, I know him. But yeah, he's got to fight Wilder next. Got to fight him next. I don't want to hear about, well, it doesn't matter who he fights now, he's in a good place, he's getting millions. It does matter, because he's chatted a lot, hasn't he, over the last few months. He's got to fight Wilder next. I don't want to hear Bob Arum coming out with that September, because we had that with Pacquiao and Mayweather. If he doesn't fight Wilder next, that fight won't happen for years. Bob Arum will put that fight back for a year. He's got 5 fights with Bob Arum. They'll not fight while 2022. By going up to then, Joshua could lose. Tyson probably won't lose, because he's got a style that, like Andre Ward, he's very, very hard to beat. Very hard to beat. So that's just my opinion. I'm entitled to it. But he's got to fight Wilder next. He cannot. If he don't fight him next, maybe Frank Warren's trying to put Dillian White in there to get Wilder, so that Dillian can get that belt and then fight Joshua. Then Joshua's got all the belts. But Tyson's going to trade off this. He's going to trade off this lineal status now, isn't he? You lose your lineal status after 2 years with Ring Magazine, 2 years. So I don't know where he's coming from with that. But you know, I don't want to hear about lineal. I don't want to hear about that. I don't want to hear about lineal status. There's no lineal status. Nobody's got the Ring Magazine belt. But now this lineal thing, it's this other thing that they're creating. It's a marketing tool. I don't want to hear about it. You didn't fight anybody for over 2.5 years. I don't want to hear about lineal status. So all you fanboys, don't give me that. I want to hear about Tyson fighting Wilder next. That's what I want to hear. I don't want to hear about Bryant Jennings. I don't want to hear about Tom Swartz. I don't want to hear about, you know, Shannon Briggs, or I don't want to hear about things like that. I want to hear about Tyson Fury against Deontay Wilder. It's this way, isn't it? I don't want to hear, that's what I want to hear about. The biggest fight in boxing, according to Frank Warren. I don't want to hear about Frank Warren on Seconds Out saying he don't give a shit about Deontay Wilder. I don't want to hear that, Frank. I want to see some contract signed and Tyson Fury fighting Wilder. I don't want to hear about Tyson Fury's copying Joshua. It's good enough for Joshua, so it's good enough for Tyson. Tyson's the people's champion, so he tells us. We'll fight Wilder. That's the fight I want to hear about now. I'm not going to go in too heavy, because it could be just all bluff and they're trying to surprise us. But like I said, I do not want to hear about, we'll get to Wilder eventually when fight's bigger, and we'll get to Joshua when fight's bigger. Look, Joshua, he's out of the equation now, fighting bums from Bum City. I want to hear about Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder rematch in America, because if he's going to America to fight a bum, he can surely go to America to fight Wilder, eh? Like I said, I do not want to hear, I don't want to hear at all about, you know, Wilder don't want it, or they're not giving me 50-50. You've not got a belt. Wilder's a WBC champion, the most glamorous belt. It's the best belt in boxing, it's the most prestigious, and he's got it, and you should be knocking down doors to get that. Now if they're offering you, say, $1 million or $2 million less than Wilder, so what? You said it's not about the money. All the boxes have been ticked. Now, I'll tell you a little story now, right? When I was 19 years of age, I used to work for a company called EYG Windows. Now, I was best salesman that they had there, the best one. When I used to go into an house, I'd walk around the house and I'd say to them, "Are you happy with the designs I've shown you?" They'd say, "Oh yeah, we like them." I said, "So what are you looking at spending?" They'd say £4,000. I'd look on my sheet, I can do all these 8 windows, 2 doors for £3.5 grand. So I think, brilliant, they're looking at spending £4 grand. If I charge them 3,900, I'm going to get 400 quid on my overs plus 10%. So I'm looking at 750. So I'd tie them in knots with all these questions. So these are the windows you want fitting in your house. They'd say, yeah. I said, do you like the designs we spoke about? They'd say, yeah. And then you say at end, 3,900. They'd then say to me, we need to think about it. I said, what is there to think about? You've just told me you've got £4 grand to spend. You like the designs, you like the locking mechanism, and you like the windows that I've showed you, the sample window, you like it fitted in your house. You've just told me all that, and now you need to think about it. What the f is there to think about? Now that's how this boxing's getting me at the moment, with all this swerving and hiding behind politics and splits and all this load of crap. And I don't want to be one of them people agreeing with Hatman Strikes Back. But if I have to agree with him on this, I have to agree with him on it, don't I? And that other helmet, Sporting Icons. Because I watched their videos and they've got it bang on. If Tyson Fury don't fight Wilder next, it's bad for boxing. Bad. It's bad, bad, bad. But that means that Dillian White's got to fight Wilder. And if he does, he gets my respect. Because Joshua don't want to risk anything now. And if Tyson don't fight Wilder next, I don't want to know, following him and being a cheerleader. Which brings me to Billy Joe Saunders. In his interview he said, and I quote, "Well, I've beat everybody at 160. Billy, you're a masterful boxer. Who have you beat at 160? She's in love with me, and I'm telling you now, she doesn't know it yet though. Who have you beat, Billy, at 160 who's elite? Oh, Andy Lee? David Lemieux? Oh, Eubank? You keep saying yourself Eubank's crap. I don't want to hear that. I want to see some fights. I want to see Billy Joe against Canelo. Billy Joe against Golovkin. That's what I want to see. If Canelo don't want to fight him, go and fight Triple G. Go fight Triple G. It's not about belts now. You both have belts. I don't want to hear about it's about 2-weight champions. You're fighting a guy who nobody knows for a vacant WBO from Uncle Frank. Billy, you hammer people for fighting for vacant belts. I don't want to hear about that fight that you're going for, Bill. I don't want to hear about that, mate. I want to see you in with proper people. I don't want to hear about that fight. I don't want to hear about that. I don't know what's going on. Billy Joe should be fighting Triple G next. There's enough talk being talked. You know, I'm a massive Billy Joe fan and Tyson Fury fan, but Frank Warren gets hold of polished diamonds that are already polished, and he's turning them into he's turning them into like he's done before with your Enzo Macarinellis and your Ricky Burns's and your Carl Zaggis. It's just going to be prolonged, isn't it? You see, people go on about what is hardcore boxing and all this. It ain't just about looking at box rec, right? Hardcore boxing fans tend to know what promoters are going to do next, or they have a rough idea, 3 or 4 options. I look at what I do. I look at patterns. I look at patterns with fighters, right? That's what I do. I look at patterns, right? Let me tell you this. And Frank Warren's going to go with his trusted regime, innit? Like he did with Kawasaki. That's his trusted routine, innit? You know, milk it and keep the fans wanting more. Keep the fans wanting more, but milk it. That's what he's going to go for. Now, Kawasaki, Joe Kawasaki, didn't really fight anybody, did he? He fought Kessler, yeah, that were big money. He fought Kessler, yeah. Jeff Lacey, yeah, I'll give him them 2. Who else can you give him? Robin Reed. Thought he got beat. We'll give him that. I won't give him Hopkins. And I don't want to read about who Hopkins beat after. They were all carefully selected opponents. I don't want to read about that. We're in his 44th year. Roy Jones, 40-year-old. I don't want to read about them two. He should have fought Carl Froch, a young lion, when he was #1 mandatory at 168, but that's by the by. Frank Warren's going to go with his trusted regime that he goes for, right? Barry Hearn had Chris Eubank Senior and he milked belt in a 5 year. He's gonna do the Joshua thing like he did Eubank. Bob Arum's gonna do with Tyson Fury what he did with Manny Pacquiao. They're gonna keep him away from Mayweather until the fight's built up with Joshua into a crescendo. That's what's gonna happen. Wilder will be an appetizer, but that won't be yet. That's my opinion. I'm entitled to it. Let me just go get a milkshake. But so Billy Joe Saunders is fighting that, I can't even pronounce the guy's name. It's a shocker. It's a proper shocker. It's bad for boxing. I need to get this focus done right. Oh, they're here. In fact, I can get them tomorrow.
Good morning, Made the Trade Opticians.
Hey up, it's Russell. I've just spoke to you. How are you doing?
Alright, thanks.
Yeah, is it alright if I send somebody in tomorrow to pick them up? Is that okay?
I don't know if they want fitting. Just a minute. You know these jackets for Russell Hartley, do they need fitting or can they just send someone in? No. Right, okay. Yeah, you can send someone in.
Alright, cheers. Alright, I'll send somebody up to pick them up tomorrow because I've got some on. Alright, cheers, love. Bye.
Bye.
I'm chasing about, man. I've got loads of glasses. No rush. Right, that's that off my mind that now. And that's, I've had my appointment this morning. I need to get my head in gear so I'll end up relapsing. Can't cope with too much pressure. Right. Billy Joe Saunders, right, he's fighting a donkey from Bum City. Billy said anybody who gets a belt that's vacant, they're not true champions. So Billy's fighting for a vacant belt. So is he not a true champion if he wins it? He wants to make history. It's a WBO belt against a guy who's ranked, I don't even, where am I going here now? I've gone wrong way now. See what that optician woman's just made me do there? God. Look at him. Right. So that's how I look at it. late now. So that's a vacant belt. As far as I'm concerned, it's Pony. Pony! Billy's better than that, he's a world-class fighter. But we keep saying this about these world-class fighters, don't we? Who've got mesmerising skills like Tyson and Billy Joe. When you scratch the surface, is this the poorest era ever? I mean, come on, right? Tyson got dropped twice against Wilder, and now it looks like he's not going to fight him. Is it because he's had some fist and he thinks, whoa, if I get caught again, could go other way? What's going on here? So scratch the surface, right? He beat Vladimir, 40-year-old, in a mandatory decision in Germany. Yeah, he beat him, but that's if you want to look at other side of the coin. If he don't fight Wilder next, I'm going to flip my lid, because he's got Wilder on run here. He'll beat him. Billy Joe should have fought Triple G. He should, I don't want, you know, when a fighter don't want, Frank Warren's got it exact off to a T. When a fight don't happen, it's because the fighter don't want it, or it's about money. Is Tyson moaning about the money with Wilder? I don't want to hear about this Laniel. You know, it's getting like politics, isn't it? It's getting like politics. Let me get my sunroof open. It's getting like politics. At least sun's out today, innit? Got my Oakley driving glasses on. Hey, I should be sponsored by Oakley. Oakley, if you're watching, I spend a fortune with you people every year. You need to send Porky a free pair of Oakleys. All the money I spend. With my allergy glasses on. Looking a complete helmet. HelmetsAreUs.com. These are my helmet glasses. When I wear these, people say, Porky, you look like an helmet in them. And I do, don't I? But these are exactly what I need for driving. Bang on. But nah, I can't believe that. Anthony Yard, right? Who is he fighting? Tyson Fury, if you don't fight Wilder next, it's going to be a bum, right? At the side of him. He's got mesmerising skills. Billy Joe, mesmerising skills. He's fighting a bum. A bum. That guy's been beat by one of Anthony Yarde's victims. Anthony Yard's fighting bums. Josh Waddington's the only one who's fighting anybody at Frank's stable. Now, I'm not an Eddie Hearn fan at the moment, but you know what? A lot of what Eddie's been saying lately is true. I don't know what to make out. Maybe I'm jumping the gun, but it looks to me like, well, what's that thing Tyson were doing after he fought Wilder when he mentioned Joshua? He went like that, didn't he? Well, I hope that people aren't going to be doing that to Tyson. But is he going to care with millions in bank? Well, we're going to see, aren't we now? We're going to see. I'll tell you what, in fact, I'll tell you what I'm going to do now. Let me just stop this. Let me stop this bus. Right. Sorry, love. Stig, you bottle job!
Hello, mate.
Stig, I was just about to call you a bottle job.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm on for the Broadway, mate. I have to take a diversion.
You what, mate?
Are we talking now? I'm going to find somewhere.
Hang on a sec. 20, hang on, 2.
Really, do we need to go back and fight Wilder? No, we don't.